Everybody that I know that grew up in Inglewood or came to Inglewood, similar to the gold rush, had a dream, a vision, a passion that they were pursuing. Inglewood is one of those places where a cat looks in the mirror and sees a lion. And then, of course, that cat has to go out in the street and deal with real lions. Inglewood was a training grounds for me to grow into my biggest, most ferocious, most loving self. Yeah, so here we are in the city, and every time I come through, we gotta stop by Sippin Saunder. Sippin Saunder is a model for what this change that's happening in Inglewood is supposed to look like. Things are changing, that's automatic. We're growing. People are coming into the city that weren't there before. To have spaces that really protect the integrity and protect the culture and the vibe of Inglewood is what it's all about. So here we are, we stopping by. Let's go. What's up?
Woo, woo, woo.
How y'all doing?
Sir. How are you?
I'm good, good. It's always good when I'm in here.
I think what makes Sippin Saunder so unique is kind of our philosophy on how we're looking at coffee. Coffee is such a beautiful connector. It's that idea of, okay, you're gonna grab a cup, you're gonna connect with someone, chop it up, and that's the starting place for so much amazingness, which is why we wanted a space here in Inglewood that people could actually connect with each other and all the beautiful things that kind of grow from that.
Say we're more than just a coffee house. We have a roaster on site, so we roast our coffee here. Coffee is, picked by Black and brown hands around the world, and so bringing that diasporic connection and engagement to the streets of Inglewood. So we're really going, we like to say from the crop to the cup, right? And that's our thing here.
Yeah.
The very tailored, the very super perfect looking suburban areas, or what I imagine them to be, they're bubbles. They're not like nature. Inglewood is a lot like nature. You got the beauty, you got green grass, you got loving people, but then you got you got something that bites. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes people in tune with their, in my opinion, with their most alert, most natural self when they're in an environment that's similar to nature. There are unexpected elements, there are dangerous elements for people growing up in Inglewood, in the actual neighborhoods of Inglewood, not the forums and the SoFi stadiums. It's also that place that makes people strong. So it's the responsibility of the artists and the businesses coming up in Inglewood to create safer spaces for youngsters, for young entrepreneurs coming in, for the people, so that, in transit, once we arrive to the places we're going, we can grow, we can think, we can build. So one of the places that I go every time I'm in Inglewood is Miss Ruby's Bakery. And that's because they're a landmark, It's one of those places that when we were kids growing up, they embraced us as their own, so we embraced Miss Ruby's, And when I walk in, they already know what I'm getting. I'm gonna get the young chicken sandwich with grilled onions and barbecue sauce and ranch dressing, you know what I'm saying? So they know, watch, here, let's go in. What's up, Angelo? How you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Everything good with you?
No problems.
Yes,
How you
sir.
doing, brother?
Man, I'm excellent.
A little future rapper trying to get your attention.
What's up?
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, man.
How you been, man?
Man, I've been solid, man. How you doing,
I'm
my
proud
guy?
of you.
Thank you.
Known you for quite some time, and you was
minute.
doing your grinding coming up.
You for sure played a role in that. You know what I'm saying? When I had the storefront down the
Yeah,
street,
oh, yeah,
you remember?
yeah.
I wouldn't let you know, but sometimes it was hard times just holding it. I mean, of course, you would understand. Holding a business together, you might put your last dollar into making sure that you got another month. I would pull up here, and you know what I would get, same old thing. Chicken sandwich with
ranch, grilled onions.
Yep. and another sauce.
Barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce, yeah, boy. No, you for sure was looking out at a time when it was, what I'm living now was a dream that was kind of far off. It looked like we was well on our way, but nobody knew the silent struggle. We
made it work though, you know, always.
I mean, it was times where you was like, don't trip.
Don't
you
worry
might not
about
remember that, but I remember you was like,
yeah,
man, go ahead.
yeah,
This on me. This is home base.
Right.
And I don't even know if y'all know that. Like this is, people walk through here and they feel safe. And
that's what we always tried to do, just, you know, make it where if, you know, your money's not right or if you're going through something, come on, man, we're going to feed you. Right, give me what you got.
Exactly.
And if that's all you got, hold it till the next time.
Yeah, because I don't want to take that from you.
Right, you know what I'm saying? You just put it on the books, you know?
Right, exactly.
And we've always done that, you know, so when young brothers come up like you and a couple of other ones that made, you know, like, you know, now just do that for the next brothers.
I see y'all still got that yellow cake with chocolate icing in there too.
Oh yeah.
You know,
yeah.
It's funny, man, because only people who grew up in the hood know that that's everybody's birthday cake. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
what kind of cake they want? Yellow with chocolate?
Cake, yellow with chocolate icing is a win.
I get that, everybody like
every
that.
time. You know what I'm saying? But just being true to yourselves, y'all created a landmark in the city. And you know, as this city grows, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got an ally in me, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I chose to be like, man, if we gonna pull up in the city, we're gonna stop by Miss Ruby's Bakery, you know what I'm saying? And have a little reunion real quick.
Man, just watching you do your thing, man, it really makes me proud. Like, it was almost, that was in the cards for you, you know, your personality fits right where you at right now.
Thank you, I appreciate you, bro.
Oh, yeah.
It's always a pleasure to catch up with my man, Ant.
Always.
Yes, sir. The number one life lesson I learned from growing up in Inglewood is be aware of your surroundings and be ready to adapt. There was a time, you know, and this is a real Inglewood thing, where I went to meet my homie at the bus stop so that he wasn't walking by himself, even though it meant me walking by myself to go meet him, but throwing some blue shoes I had on at the time, blue jeans. I get to the bus stop meeting him, and he had on a lot of blue, and I'm like, what are our chances of us both, you know, being in a lot of blue in the middle of Inglewood? And we young, we like 15, 14 even. And on the way back home, I was like, all right, let's just get to the house, because we know that if somebody see us and they don't know who we are as youngsters, they're gonna make certain assumptions based on what we wore. Sure enough, the Bloods was out on the circle. They saw us, and then one of them waved us over like, hey, come here. He had to be late 20s, maybe even early 30s, full beard. He kind of hit us with the like, hey, where y'all from? You know, our response was like, hey, I'm from right here. I don't bang, but you know, this is where I live. And he just started to like describe what we got on. Oh, you got on blue this, blue that, like you look like a, you know what I'm saying? Like you look like the other side, basically. And I was like, man, I live right here. My brother from right here, and my oldest brother, his name Ron, he's actually from that gang. So I'm like, you know, my brother Ron from the turf over here, you know what I'm saying? Because as a youngster, you kind of got to do that. You kind of associate yourself with other people who they might be familiar with. As long as we were being polite, he was pressing us more, and it looked like he was about to try to pat our pockets, and he saw us respond like, hey, bro, and we both stepped like, that's a boundary, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't until we did that, like, is this a fight? Like, because what you're not gonna do is go in our pockets. We're not those dudes. And he saw how we responded. Like, it wasn't until we did that he like, he backed off, because he was like, okay, they got a little heart, so we not just lying to get off the hook. Then after that, he still threatened us, like, if I ever catch y'all around here looking like that, you know, we left still feeling like he had just interrupted our whole day, threw our whole vibe off. You know, we was just two youngsters, and he just threw a monkey wrench in our whole program. That was a moment where I realized that, you know, the streets can really put you in a predicament before you even realize it, you know. And of course, that happened several other times, you know, as a young teenager, you know, so, but Inglewood.
All right, and 3, 2, 1, action all around.
So, the first time I got in a fight, I was 6 years old, and I basically was just fighting kids in my apartment building because, you know, who knows what, we play football, somebody's playing too rough, or somebody take your candy, but the first time I put on the gloves, I have to say I was about 10 years old, and I never turned back once I put on the gloves, because we started off doing karate, and then we did boxing, and we did boxing in the hoods, and we did karate in the dojo. And you know, it was just something you fall in love with, because it's actually safe. It's not a real fight. Nobody has bad intentions. You're just really testing yourself and you facing your fears. So I just love boxing. I always have loved boxing. And I love this so much that I bought my community boxing gym, me and my homie David Gross. We see really big things coming to this boxing gym, this investment, this community project. We're gonna make it world famous. So let's go ahead and get in there. Gross.
Smoke, what's good, bro?
What's up, big dog?
What you in here doing?
Man, you know what I do.
Getting you a fake rapper workout.
You fake? Oh, okay. Okay, we gonna see about it.
Where's somebody with some hands? Where they at?
Man, right here.
But what was that taking it from? Because everybody does the home gloves, hood boxing in their backyard. What made you say, I want to go get some real structured training?
I will fight anybody in gloves in the hood. Like, I wasn't big on fighting to solve problems or getting mad and squabbling. That wasn't my thing, but I would put on gloves, look somebody in the eye and be like, you ready? Tap gloves and go. Like everybody's entry into the sport. I got whooped, you know what I'm saying, my first couple times. But, I learned and kept getting that experience, and then next thing you know, I was doing the whooping.
So what do you want other people who are looking at boxing and thinking about boxing, what do you want them to take away from it or learn from it?
I would have to say discipline, self-confidence, you know what I'm saying? A productive outlet, but also give them a set of habits that make them more confident when they step out into the world, so they can be that warrior in the garden and not the gardener out in the middle of a war.
What's the most rewarding part of being a business owner for you?
Being able to provide a space, for the community to come inside and feel welcome, you know what I'm saying, and feel safe, relatively, you know what I'm saying, and to grow, just being able to open your doors and be like, yeah, y'all come on in. There's no greater feeling than that. And when people come in and walk up the stairs, to see them be moved by the love that's in the space or the history that's in a space like this, that's the most rewarding part. So what would you say is the most challenging part of owning a business?
Shit, that's like a trick question, because it's hard getting started. Then after you get started and starts working, it's hard to scale. And then after you scale, it's hard to manage. Owning and operating a business like in the community, I think the hardest thing is probably managing the dynamic or the tension between trying to make money, but then trying to value and support the community. There's a natural tension there. And if you own a gym, you want to charge as much as possible and get as many people as possible. That doesn't work here. You don't want that to be the case here. You know what I mean? If you want to make it accessible to everybody. Probably every business around here, they manage that dynamic and try to figure it out.
How to make it lucrative, how to really have a heart and make it accessible for the community.
Exactly.
That's real. That's that fine line we got to walk.
Nah, I was talking my shit earlier.
But,
like
you always do.
But I seen some of your earlier footage from in here. I know you got some hands.
Yeah.
So I came to check out you and Gustavo. I want to see what you got now.
Okay, for sure. Well, if you in the ring, you're in the danger zone.
Hey, I got my bag in the trunk. So
hey man, well then go get ready. What you waiting for?
The actual lifeblood of Inglewood is a very creative, unique, healthy group of people, is to create spaces where learning takes different forms. And there's no excuse not to have it, because there's way too much money coming into the city. So if we do that, then we're winning.